guess you everything you found out.
So Kiwanis and Rotary, they're comparable, right? And Kiwanis Club does the work, you know, you get that pancake breakfast. Rotary just twice.
Oh, okay. There you go.
So you need both.
You need both. You need both. Both right. Both have a role. I didn't know that.
And
So you're right.
members of Rotary, part of Kiwanis,
Oh,
and
really?
Kiwanis part of
Yeah.
Rotary, and Boys and Girls. Yeah.
That's great. Memorial Care System helped a new CEO. So Marcia Maker is retiring as of this month. And then the current COO, Emily Randall, will step in as the new CEO. So that's 30 years of service, Chief. Incredible 30-year career.
And Emily's been there a long time too.
That's right. They've both been there for decades. Both been there for decades.
Mhm.
So just announced today.
When did you say Marcia is leaving?
End of April.
End of
May
April.
1st, yeah. So May 1st will be April 30th will be her last. And May will be the transition for the new leadership.
Who's gonna step into Emily's?
Yeah, so unknown at this point vacant, so unknown, so that's the next announcement that we're waiting to hear.
She's been great at that role.
She has, yeah. Gosh, those are two incredible years.
They are.
For the hospital. Amazing hospital, what a reputation.
Mhm.
That was just announced this week.
Yeah, just today, today to the staff and faculty. Board members found about it Monday, and Tuesday was for the whole hospital meeting. And I think they'll do a bunch of president of greater community. Yeah, pretty faces.
Kim?
Hello, Councilman.
Well, we must be doing something right. We get returning
That's
gifts.
right.
We're getting multiple audience members at this point.
I like that.
Raving fans. What did you think of the food at the restaurant that I saw you at?
I liked the soft and white, very
Yes.
good. It was my second time eating there.
Okay,
And I had a late breakfast at 10.
Okay.
I have to say, I was very much craving spring rolls around noon. And
Okay.
they delivered, they were great.
oh, good, okay,
Yeah.
yeah, I thought, yeah.
You know, we just went there last week.
Did you?
Picked up a vermicelli. It's delicious. And when we went there, I think it was Friday or Saturday, they were grilling outside.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, I highly recommend it. My wife Christine, that's my wife Christine, right?
Oh, hi.
Christine,
Huh?
this is everyone I get to serve with, when I have away Wednesday nights.
Yeah.
Come in here. Thank you for balancing the audience.
Yeah.
Bringing every audience in person.
Massive audience at this point.
Five, now we have five.
Most of the time
Five
we
on
don't
this side of the dais.
See what you did, Noah? You
Yeah,
just
we
brought
have five,
people
for the
in.
first time we have a point.
Town's really good about recruiting us.
I like to recruit.
I
I'm
guess.
trying to get my daughter to horse.
Yes, I was even trying to get my daughter to come.
Oh,
Yeah, come on.
don't do that.
Well, December is when she should come.
Okay.
Yeah, December is a good meeting.
Okay.
That's when our
Yes, all
public
the women
service
come in
agencies
December.
give their presentations about their services. Very interesting.
She's excited because City of Alpha Valley, the council members are allowing student ASB leaders to come starting in this month, and
Oh,
she
okay.
got chosen for her school.
Wow, that's exciting.
With 10 student leaders, they're gonna present in front of the council, give a student the report.
Oh, wow. That's a good experience.
So she'd rather go to that.
Mhm.
I don't like it.
She only has so much time then.
That's right,
Yeah.
that's right. Noel, your wife, Amanda, she's welcome to come too, sometime.
Yeah, she's playing pickleball right now.
Oh,
so
okay,
She
okay,
got
all right.
somewhere, I guess, better to be. Should I do it now or?
No, once the meeting starts,
Sure.
then you can just speak about Fountain Valley, what you do here, yeah?
All right. It is 6 p.m. on April 1, 2026. We'll call this meeting to order. We'll start with salute to the flag, so if you could please stand up and put your hand over your chest. Ready? Begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Roll call.
Member Tam Nguyen,
Here?
member Kevin Bowie,
Here?
member Noel Nguyen,
Here?
vice chair Kristen Escona. Here. And chair Ballon.
Here.
All members are present.
Thank you. Next item is approval of the minutes from March 4, 2026, but prior to that, we have an amendment to the minutes. Under public comments, initially it was stated that we had a member of the public that brought an issue to light, and the amendment was that the individual's name, Katie Wright, brought forth an issue with the fencing around potential city-owned property on Edinger and Santa Ana riverbed, and Ashland Newman said that she would refer to code enforcement and investigate the concern. So with that, just wanted to see if we have approval of the minutes from March 4th.
Yeah, with the amendment, I approve the meeting minutes.
Second,
I'll second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None? And I believe Noel will recuse himself from approval of those minutes. Public hearing. Public hearing to review fiscal year 2026-27 action.
Excuse me, can we do the information item first?
Oh, I'm sorry. Information items. Introduction of Noel Don Nguyen as a newly appointed HCD Advisory Board member. Presentation by Ashland Newman.
So we are happy to introduce and have Noel Nguyen here as our fifth and final member of the HCD Advisory Board for this year. And I'd like you to give you a moment to tell us a little bit about yourself.
Sure, thank you, Ashley. Hi, everyone. It's the first time here at the board, and a little bit nervous to be up here instead of sitting on the other side of the aisle. So my name is Noel Nguyen. I am a current resident here in the city of Palm Valley. I'm an architect. I have projects all around the cities, surrounding cities, and my family, I got a wife and 2 kids. Sam knows them pretty well. So it's glad to be here. I'm also a member of Palm Valley Chamber of Commerce, which I met Kevin very often, once a month or so. So I'm here to serve. Obviously, this position is a non-paid volunteer. So, just want to donate my time for the city and help out as much as I can, as I do with other organizations that I have done before, and continue to use my experience, my ability, the best I can to contribute back to the community. That's it.
Thank you, Noel. Thank you for your time. And I think it's commendable that you gave your time to help us out. This is a very, it's a fun committee, and we have a great staff that supports us. Thank you.
Glad to be here.
All right, we'll move on to public hearing. Public hearing to review fiscal year 2026-27 action plan, receive public comments and forward recommendation of approval to City Council. Report by Ashland Newman.
Chair Maloney, will you please open the public hearing first, and then I'll do my report?
I will go ahead and open the public hearing now.
You can hit that.
Okay.
All right. All right, so tonight we have to do the public hearing for the CDBG block grant for the 26-27 fiscal year. So this is the same information that we reviewed last month, a little bit more concise. Unfortunately, HUD still has not released the grant amounts for 26-27. So we're gonna go ahead and move forward, assuming that it's gonna be close to last year's grant, and then we'll adjust it when it comes in, which should be 60 days from February 3rd. So by Saturday, April 4th, we should know the numbers, and I'll let you guys know when we receive them. So you guys can all see the PowerPoint?
Yes.
Okay, so the HUD developed the CDBG program back in 1974, and it was to specifically give grants to agencies so they could fund activities that benefit low-income households in the community. And that allocation is based on population, the number of people living in poverty, and the number of overcrowded units. Because Fountain Valley has a lower population and lower numbers in those other two categories, our allocation is fairly minimal compared to other cities. And so here are the current low income levels in Orange County. So our program assists anybody that makes 80% low HUD income levels. So as you're looking at that, if you're a one-person household in Orange County and you make $94,000 a year, you are considered low income. So anything under that, so four-person, married couple, 2 kids, $135,000 a year, you are low income in Orange County right now. And this really comes into play more with the home improvement program, where we can use these income levels to assist people with rehabbing their homes. And then this is the estimate we're going on. Our current year allocation is $301,182. I believe the allocation for 26-27 is going to come in pretty close to that. So we're going to take that money and then we're going to use unused money from prior years to make a total budget of $500,000. At the end of this fiscal year, we'll probably have about $300,000 in unused prior year funds. So regardless of what our allocation is, let's just for an example say it came in at 280, then I would take 220 out of old funds to make the total budget 500,000. So the budget's not going to change. Just the allocation and the carryover will probably be a little bit different. And here's what we spend it on. So HUD regulations allow us to spend no more than 20% of the annual allocation on administration and fair housing. So fair housing is required, and we have a contract with Orange County Fair Housing in $5,000. So the remainder of that is the $55,000. Code enforcement, we are allowed to pay for staff costs for code enforcement specifically in the lower income areas designated by HUD. And I'll show you that on a map so we can pay staff costs for that. The lead-based paint grant program is actually an offshoot of the revitalization and home improvement program. And that is only for people who have been approved for our grant program, and then we do lead-based paint testing. Very rarely, I think 3 times since we've had this program have we ever had to abate any lead, but if there was an issue, we'd be able to pay for it out of that also. And then the neighborhood revitalization program is our home improvement program that Robert administers and handed out a flyer to you guys recently about that. So that is for low-income owner-occupied properties. If they meet the income requirements, then we have funds available to do minor rehabs on their properties. And then the Public Service Agency program, HUD caps that at 15%. And so that's like the Meals on Wheels, Boys and Girls Club and all that have their presentations. We're only allowed to spend 15% of the grant assisting them. Okay, so here's the map of Fountain Valley. You can kind of see the black outline all the way around. The white areas are the areas that, HUD is currently designated as the lower income, areas of the city. So code enforcement costs are allowed to be paid for if they're working cases in those areas, not to assist the homeowners, but to actually, staff costs for writing up the violations and doing all the administrative enforcement process on that. Now, if a homeowner, for instance, let's say they had a really, really bad roof that needed fixed, and they said, I don't have any money, the code enforcement officer also will refer them to Robert, who can see if they qualify for the home improvement program and help them get a new roof, with grant funding. And these numbers currently are from the 2023 American Community Survey, part of the census, and that is information that is given from residents. So the information is only as good as the people that provide it.
Does this change in terms of how often does it change and get,
It does change about every 5 years,
okay,
and it's always lagging behind.
okay.
Like this changed 2 years ago, 2 years ago, yeah, and it was from 2023. And it probably won't change again until like 2029.
Thank you.
So here's the breakdown of the money that we're giving to the public service agencies. Now, these are the agencies that have been receiving grants for quite a long time, a couple decades, some of them. But because the total grant keeps going down, and we're only allowed to give 15% of it to public service agencies, a lot of agencies that used to apply for grants no longer apply anymore. Because just the amount of money they get sometimes don't even cover their administrative costs to run some of the programs. So all these agencies come and they speak at our December meeting, and then in January, the HCD Advisory Board discussed how to allocate the money, and this is where they ended up. So it's $45,177 going towards PSAs. Now, when the allocation actually comes in, I will either raise or reduce these evenly across the board to reflect whatever our allocation actually is. So hopefully it'll go up and they'll get a little more, but if not, it'll go down a little bit. So here's all our public notice and comment period. We're at the end of our comment period right now for the action plan. However, if somebody did have a comment prior to us sending it to HUD, I would include it in the action plan. So we're doing our public hearing tonight, and hopefully there'll be a recommendation to council to approve and submit. And then I have to do a second public hearing at City Council on April 21st. If the allocation for some reason is not here by that date, I will continue it because I need to have the actual allocation to take it before the City Council. And to date, we have not received any public comments, and this will be due to HUD by May 16th of 2026. So tonight, the request is to receive any public comments on the action plan, and then forward a recommendation of approval to the City Council. And with that, I'm available for any additional questions.
Actually, one of the earlier slides, you had the various programs that we are supporting. When was the last time we either added a program or eliminated a program from our?
There was the only other program that I'm aware of in about 10 years ago. They had a program that was included in the public services, so in that 15% for the neighborhood cleanup. So they did that 1 year. I'm going to say it maybe about 2016. But in 2015, there was an excess of funds, and they assisted in the rehabilitation of the bathrooms at the rec center for ADA access. So those are the only two programs I'm aware of outside of these that have been done here.
If there were to be another program to be added to this, would that go through us or through City Council first?
It would come through you
Through us,
first,
right.
yeah. The other type of programs that other cities do, some have like a rental assistance or rehabbing rental properties, but they're all income based. And as you see, we don't have a lot of money. So currently this year, our home improvement program, Robert's program, has just been off the charts. So he's spent about $300,000 already, yeah, assisting homeowners, like about 25 different grants, rebate loans. So that's really been our best bang for our buck, other than the public service agency program, helping low-income residents.
Through the chair, Ashley, in regards to the organizations chosen, are there requirements whether they have to have their headquarters or be in Fountain Valley, or is it that they just serve Orange County and Fountain Valley residents?
You just need to serve Fountain Valley residents.
I see, okay.
For instance, let me see, well, Boys and Girls Club, they're, they've got their Berkhurst location and their locations right here, but Meals and Wheels, their headquarters is Anaheim, Interval House is outside the city, and Waymakers is outside the city also. They just service Fountain Valley residents.
I see, thank you.
So if other non-profit organization, let's say three more
Mhm.
comes in, how does that work? How do we vote for them?
So we have the same amount of money. So once they come before you and give their presentation, then at another meeting, the next meeting usually, then you guys would deliberate and try to determine where the money
Great.
is spent best, yeah. The last couple of years, it's kind of been pretty much the same. It's been a pretty good breakdown. Last year, we had a company that came in and wanted to do like a fentanyl homeless services outreach, but it was duplicate services to what our city net does at the police department already. So they did not get funded at all. But generally, these are the only ones that have even applied for the last several years.
I have a question. So, looks like we do have a limited amount of money, and to be fairly divided to the programs being applied, let's say they're all legitimate, after a screening process, of course. How are the money going to be divided? Like, is it first come, first serve, or based on the percentage? How do we divide to those, let's say, 5 programs, and is it going to be divided by 5 or based on the needs and percentage request?
That actually is at the pleasure of the board, but generally you look at how many people are served, and the one thing with HUD is that if you get served one time a year, you're counted once. If you get served 20 times a year, you're counted once. So these people that go like to the Meals on Wheels programs, and they go every week, they're still only counted once for the whole year. With any of the programs, that's how it is. So yeah, that's part of the board's responsibility, is try to figure out what's a fair way to divide up the funds.
Okay, thank you.
You have a question? Do we?
Final question. Beyond what's funded now, are there any other entities or organizations that fund this committee in terms of dollars?
The HCD Advisory Board or the
Yes.
CDBG?
Yes.
No, this is all just single CDBG block grant is all our action plan is covering.
Got it. Thank you.
Do we need to vote on anything tonight?
Yes, so if you could look for a motion and just approve, or provide a recommendation to the city council for approval.
Do we have a motion to approve and provide the direction to council? Motion to approve?
Yeah, I'd be happy to make a motion to approve and forward this recommendation of approval to the city council for this FY 26-27 action plan as presented by staff.
Second?
Kevin Boyd, second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? No? Motion is approved. We have the administrative items today,
And then this evening.
and it looks like our public is growing, so do we have any public comments? Staff comments?
Yeah, to circle back around to the CDBG allocation, once we get it, which I fully anticipate it's probably gonna come on Friday, I'll email you guys and let you know the number, just so you can know which direction some of these things are going. But it doesn't need to come back to you, I can just make the adjustments and then it goes to city council.
Actually, as you look away, I think,
I'm not sure if the public comment is regarding to this particular agenda item, but there is a non-agenda item for the card.
Oh, yeah, oh,
So I'm not sure if you're counting all of them at one time or not.
yeah, that's all one, yeah. Go ahead and step up.
Okay.
For this card?
Yeah.
Okay.
Greetings, HCD committee. I'm just following up. I was here last month with an issue that I dealt with in city council a few times over the last couple of years for a resident. I felt, I still feel an obligation to try and see what I can do to help this man. He is stuck between a rock and a hard place, and I'm hoping that some way there's a grant that might cover his situation, so that's why I brought it up last month. And I know, Ashlyn, I met you at the strategic planning session, and you told me of a certain person with code enforcement that would be calling. And to this point in time, I have not received a call. So I just basically brought in my contact information to make sure that you do have my correct phone number in case he was dialing a misdialed number, which could happen, in case there was a miscommunication. That's my whole reason to be here. Thank you. Appreciate your time.
Thank you, Steve. Any other staff comments? No. Board comments? Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to welcome, newest board member Noel Nguyen, as our chair said, I'm the immediate past newest member, with number boy, and they've been great, I look forward to serving with you. Thank you.
good to be here. Thank you.
All right, we can adjourn the meeting at 6:23.